All right, let's get into it. Today, we're heading to the English coast to talk about Brighton, a city you probably think you know, but trust me, there's so much more to it. We're going to go way beyond the beach to uncover this incredible story of royal rebels, totally bizarre inventions, and secrets hidden right under your feet. So when you think of Brighton, this is probably what comes to mind, right? The pier, the deck chairs, a stick of rock. That's the postcard version. But the reality? Oh, it's so much stranger. This is a city built on wild royal excess, a place with notorious unsolved murders, and the home of some of the most eccentric inventions in British history. So how did this happen? Let's dive into the incredible journey of how a simple fishing village completely transformed into Britain's capital of eccentricity. And you know what's funny? It didn't start with a party. It started with some very, very weird medical advice. Yeah, forget tourism as we know it. Brighton's whole reinvention kicked off in the mid-18th century, all thanks to a bizarre medical trend, the so-called seawater cure. A local doctor started telling his rich patients to not only bathe in the freezing English Channel, but to actually drink the seawater. You know, what's really striking here is just how fast this all happened. For centuries, Brighton, or Brighton Stone, was just this quiet little fishing village. Then boom! In less than 100 years, you've got a doctor's weird idea and a rebellious prince who wants to get away from stuffy London, and suddenly it's the most fashionable spot in all of England. The railway in 1841 was just the final piece of the puzzle, opening up this exclusive retreat to everyone and creating the seaside playground we know today. And that prince, the future George IV, he's the one who gave Brighton its flamboyant soul. And he did it with one absolutely extraordinary building. Look at this thing. This wasn't just a palace, it was George's personal escape hatch from being a royal. He built it to be the ultimate party pad, a place of pure fantasy and indulgence where all the strict rules of London just didn't apply. And this is where it gets really wild. The architect, John Nash, designed the outside to look like this incredible Indian palace. But the second you step inside, you're transported to this Chinese fantasy world. We're talking massive dragon chandeliers and even cast iron columns in the kitchen disguised to look like palm trees. It's just nuts. But the story didn't end when George did. His niece, Queen Victoria, apparently hated the place, thought it was too public, so she sold it to the town. And then, in this amazing twist of fate, during World War I, this Indian-inspired fantasy palace found a new, noble purpose. It became a hospital for thousands of wounded Indian soldiers. Okay, but the story isn't all royal glamour, not even close. If you scratch just beneath that sunny seafront surface, you find a much darker, much stranger Brighton hiding in the shadows. I mean, have you ever really wondered what's under your feet when you're walking along that promenade? The answer is a whole lot. Right, so beneath that sunny facade, there's this fascinatingly dark history. You've got smugglers' tunnels crisscrossing the old town. Then in 1934, the city was the setting for the gruesome trunk murders, one of the UK's most notorious unsolved crimes. On top of that, it's known as one of the country's most haunted cities. Oh, and yeah, in 1997, it literally rained fish. You can't make this stuff up. But here's the thing. That same wild eccentricity that gave us ghosts and raining fish, it also made Brighton a total hotbed for pioneering and, yeah, often very strange new ideas. This is a city that just loves to be first. Take this place, for example. Opened way back in 1872, Brighton's aquarium is the oldest in the entire world that's still running. And just look at that stunning Victorian Gothic architecture. The whole point was to make it feel like you were in a cathedral of the deep. And then, just a decade later, a local inventor named Magnus Volk launched this. It's the world's oldest operating electric railway, a truly pioneering piece of public transport that, amazingly, you can still ride today. But honestly, nothing, and I mean nothing, captures Brighton's bonkers engineering spirit like the daddy longlegs. Yes, you are seeing that correctly. That is a train car on 24-foot stilts running through the sea. It only operated for a few years, but it just perfectly sums up the city's attitude of, well, let's try it. But ultimately, Brighton's unique identity isn't just about the buildings or the railways. It's really shaped by the remarkable, rebellious, and totally original people it has always attracted. That reputation for, breaking the rules was famously captured by Graham Greene. This whole idea of The dirty weekend, a secret little escape from your normal life, has been a part of Brighton's DNA ever since that Prince Regent first decided this was his place to let loose. And that rebellious spirit never went away. It just evolved. It's the spirit that fueled Dame Anita Roddick's ethical revolution with the Body Shop. It's what got Britain's very first Green MP elected. It's the spirit that provided a canvas for street artists like Banksy and created a sanctuary of inclusivity that has become the UK's unofficial LGBTQ+ capital. And this story just perfectly captures Brighton's unique social vibe. So, dippers were these working-class women whose job was to literally throw aristocrats into the freezing sea. One of them, a woman named Martha Gunn, became so famous for her personality that she ended up being a personal friend of the future king. I mean, where else could that possibly happen?
So after all that, what is Brighton really? Is it the prince's playground? Is it a den for smugglers and criminals? A laboratory for madcap inventors? Or a safe haven for rebels and outsiders?
The truth is, it's all of those things, all at once. It's a city that has reinvented itself over and over and over again, from a fishing village to a health spa, from a royal resort to a tourist town for the masses. But through all of that, it has never, ever lost its gloriously rebellious heart.